Hey, it's Steve from On the Vertigo, and you are joining On the VertiSHOW, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on audio. If you're listening to us on audio, we'll do our best to describe what's happening, but hopefully you won't have to see that. First off, one of my favorite times of the year, and it is on the Discovery Channel. It is motherfucking Shark Week.
Shark Week.
Shark. And Adrian didn't know this. She's got her little shark stuff in the background and her corals and everything. But the cool thing about Shark Week is that back in the 80s, early 90s, when Shark Week was like the new thing on TV, I used to throw a party every year for Shark Week, the Sunday night that it opened up on Shark Week. And people, all my friends would come over and we'd get hammered and we all came dressed as shark attack victims and we had a best costume and everything. So it was kind of like a Halloween type theme, but I love Shark Week. So I have my shark friend here, my little great white.
I got the shark back here eating the Barbie doll.
That's right. So I am Steve with On the Vertigo, and you all know my story. I'd also need to introduce the fact that today we have with us my co-host from Charleston, South Carolina, the one, the only, the shark bitten, Adrian Smith. Say hi, Adrian.
Hi, guys. Here she comes.
Here she comes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's your Daisy Duke.
That
and
is
look,
some
she got bit by a shark, Steve.
serious pigtails.
Yeah,
Daisy-
she needs an
Daisy's got a
owie
little-
kiss. She's coming in.
Daisy got a little bandage from her shark bite. That's cool.
Okay,
Also, we have our producer and director, Dizzy DJ Dave. So Dave's in the house also. So say hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. What's up?
What's up? All right. So
What
we did
up?
our thing. One thing I wanted to bring up real quick. We don't do a lot of shout outs, but today was really cool because I got to hang out with a Meniere's warrior that I've seen on social media, and she's posted on the Vertigo, and she's followed everything we've done. Her name's Jonna Bradford, and she's from Kansas City. And it's really cool because her son in October is getting married at a pavilion that's like a block from my house. So she texted me a couple days ago and said, I think I'm in your neighborhood. Would you like to get together? And I was like, yeah, because I love meeting other people that have my disease because there's a camaraderie and something that's just, it's really special when we get to meet people face to face that have our diseases because it's so rare. And so her and I went to a marina where there's all these boats, speaking of Shark Week, and we had lunch and we got to chat about our stories. And I got to hear her whole story about her battle with Meniere's disease. And it was really, really awesome show. Shout out to Jonna Bradford. And he was just really great, really great. He's in our inner circle. So that was really,
cheers to Jonna.
Cheers to Jonna. Cheers. Very, very cool to meet Jonna. So cheers to Jonna. Now, like I've said before on the show, this isn't just about Meniere's disease. This is a show that is just done by people with Meniere's disease, but we want to cover all chronic illnesses because I think there's a lot of overlap in experiences, but there's also a lot of differences in experiences with different chronic illnesses. So this week we have a super, super, super special guest, and I'm going to introduce him here in a second. This is a gentleman who I have the utmost respect for. I've known him we've known each other since we were teenagers. I was actually his boss, supervisor per se, for a while in the late 80s. So we've known each other. What, Dave?
That's scary.
Yeah, well, he's a great guy, and he was diagnosed with MS. So we're going to do our episode today. We're going to find out Kyle's story. And so I'd like to introduce the one and the only, the special, one of the best people I've ever known as far as heart-wise and just a great guy. This is Kyle Witter joining the show today. So say hi, Kyle.
Yeah.
Hi, Kyle. Hello. Thanks for having me.
All right, I got
Absolutely.
something on Kyle already. The first
Oh, boy.
thing, first thing I wanted to say, I've known Kyle for a long time, and I've hung out with him and his family. And I was thinking today, this is dead serious, that Kyle has 3 daughters. I think they're pretty well grown now, but I knew them as they were growing up with Kyle, and hands down, Kyle is the best father I've ever seen with his kids. And man, I swear to God, those girls won the lottery when they got Kyle as a dad. Best dad ever. I mean, I've seen some good dads. My brothers are good dads, but man, Kyle, you are in a league of your own, buddy. And one of the other things that people don't know about Kyle that I'm going to bring up is that Kyle loves music lyrics. And I was thinking about it when I knew that we were going to have Kyle on the show. And Kyle, I am wondering if you can recite all the lyrics to Staying Alive.
Oh my God.
Probably,
Give it a
maybe not
shot.
all of them. I could probably do the first verse.
Let's see how
Well,
far you
you
can
can
get.
by the way I use my walk up a woman's man. No time to talk. I don't remember any more from that.
Oh,
I don't know the words. Nobody knows the words unless you're a BG
oh my God.
or unless you're a huge disco fan, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you did a good job hitting the high notes.
That was
Yeah.
great.
That was good, Kyle. That was good, Kyle. I'll also attest that Kyle's a great dad. How many daughters do you have, Kyle? What's their ages?
3 daughters. My oldest, Harlow, Harlow. She is 21. Yes, 21. Yeah, I know, right? My middle daughter, Helen, is 20, and my youngest is Hadley. She's 14.
That's a lot of
Are any
H's.
single?
What's that?
Are any of them single?
Well, yeah, the oldest and the youngest are.
Steve, you're too old.
No,
The,
it's not for me. It's
the
not for
middle
me.
daughter is taken, but you know.
I have a 20-year-old son. I'm trying to get him out of the house, so I figured I could ship him for a couple
Well,
of months.
on the oldest two, on their 18th birthday, I got both of them an apartment guide and some luggage.
Perfect.
Nice. I'm working on that still.
Perfect.
Yeah,
But
makes
they have
for a great
also-
18.
You could ship them out to Colorado. They can stay
Yeah.
with them. And then,
I got
so-
you.
Awesome. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for being on the show. And you were diagnosed with MS, correct?
Correct. In 2017.
Okay, can you give us a rundown on what MS is, for one, because I don't know a whole lot about MS. I've heard of it. I've probably met people with it, but like, tell us your story. Like, how did it come on? What were the signs that it was happening to you, how you got diagnosed, and kind of just give us a rundown on your story. Like, how did it change your life? And whatever you want to say, there's no wrong answers.
Okay.
If you say the wrong answer, I'll tell you. But just give us a rundown on what it's like to have MS, but also what it was like to have it enter your life, and just what did it do to your life that changed so drastically? Because I know MS is something, like, I'm looking at you right now and you look fine.
Mhm.
You're looking at me and I look fine. Adrian looks fine, but we all have debilitating chronic illnesses. Dave just looks like a jackass, like he always does, and he's healthy as a goat.
I'm fine.
Right.
Give us a quick rundown, not even a quick rundown, just give us a rundown on your story with MS, because I'm super excited, because I know you followed On the VertiSHOW, and
Mhm.
I know you kind of watched my journey, and knew that you were struggling with your journey, but I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. So for me, this is a really special episode of On the VertiSHOW, because I get to hear your story. So lay it
Yeah.
on us.
Okay, well, it's an epic saga.
Okay,
And
Okay, that's a wrong answer already. Sorry.
I am handsome as the devil. I can't help that. You've known that for many years. It's a gift and a curse,
Listen to
That's
the
good.
audio. He looks like Elvis. He's handsome as all get out. All right, I'll shut up
Yeah.
now. Go ahead.
Anyway, well, thanks for having me. My journey started in 2017. And I guess I should start with what MS is. MS stands for multiple sclerosis. And it's a neurological condition in which the myelin sheath around all of your nerve fibers starts to degenerate. Your immune system of your body essentially attacks the myelin sheath and starts to eat it away. And as a result, your brain and your muscles and the rest of the functions of your body can't really communicate very well. So you get nerve impulses that go in every which way, which will lead to like digestive problems, muscle spasms, loss of memory, et cetera, et cetera. There's no cause and there's no cure. Pretty much the only thing that there is a way to keep it from progressing. And I was diagnosed in 2017. I was a firefighter since 1999. And leading up to that, the last probably 3 or 4 years before I was diagnosed, I noticed that I'd had some bouts of weakness and balance issues and gait issues. And I really didn't think too much of it. I just chalked it up to old age and overexertion because I was a firefighter and I had a really physical job. So this one day in October of 2017, we were doing a training drill, and this drill was really physical. It had a lot of, we had to do an awful lot. We had to go pretend like we were rescuing a victim from a house and pull them out. Well, I wasn't able to finish the drill because I'd lost all strength in my legs. And so my captain, he kind of noticed what was going on and he relieved me of duty. That was October 10th of 2017. Pardon me. And then probably 5 or 6 more doctors appointments later in November, one of the doctors called and told me that I had multiple sclerosis and I'd had it for probably a decade or so.
Wow.
And it was based on the what they based it on was the amount of what they call black holes and gray matter on your brain, because they do an MRI to verify it. Yeah. And they look for areas of inflammation around your brain and your spinal cord. And they appear as a bright white dot. But the parts that have already been damaged from the eroding of the myelin sheath are black holes. They appear like black spots and gray matter on an MRI. And I'd had several black holes and gray spots on my MRI. So this is what the doctor led to believe that it was probably 10 years, a decade or so.
How did you feel? How did you feel when they said you have MS? Was it just like, what the hell's going on?
Well, much like you, Steve, I didn't know what it was. It just sounded really bad. I mean, I'd heard it over the course of my job as a paramedic, but I didn't really really know too much about it. Yeah. So I did some research after I was diagnosed. And of course, when you hear something like MS or MD or cancer or whatever, or Meniere's, your heart immediately wants to sink. And you think, this is the end of my life. And this is, everything is going to be doomed and I'm going to end up in a wheelchair for the rest of my life.
Well, will you? Is that an option?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Is that an option that you may end up in a wheelchair? Like, is this a progressive illness that's will you go downhill until you are in a wheelchair? Or is it something that you can manage to get through life? Or what's that going to look like, your future?
So in generally speaking, it's going to progress. And it's kind of up to me to keep as much strength as I can by exercise, by fighting, getting up and walking around and doing all the things that I can still physically do. But it is a progressive disease. The only thing they can do to treat it is to give you a medication, and it just slows down the progression. It doesn't cure it, or it doesn't reverse any damage. It just slows it down from getting worse. And being in a wheelchair is a pretty good likelihood for me here in the next few years. I already have a wheelchair that I use pretty regularly, and it's just because I can't walk more than probably a couple of 100 feet without having to stop and sit down because I don't have any more strength in my legs.
Man, that's crazy. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, I,
Go ahead, Adrian. I'm tearing up here.
yeah, the hair's standing up on my arms.
Mhm.
Um, I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, it's,
I-
I made a
I-
promise to myself many years ago that I was gonna, when I found out that I'm gonna live my life, you know, this condition that I have is much like you guys. It's just kind of along for the ride. I'm gonna continue to do what I do until I can't do it anymore, you know? And that time may be 10 years, it may be 10 months, it may be 10 hours. There's no predictability when it comes to multiple sclerosis, even any neurological disorder for that matter, lupus, MD, whatever. It's just, you don't know. The hardest thing for me to deal with is the unknown, is that tomorrow I could wake up and I could be completely
Paralyzed.
yeah, I could be completely unable to do anything. So
One thing I want to point out to the audience too is that knowing Kyle, sorry. Damn, Kyle.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
No,
This is what we do, because I don't have a filter for my emotions because of my disease. So I can't be the strong guy all the time. But one thing I wanted to point out was that you being a firefighter, like when I found out you became a firefighter, it made total sense to me because you were always buff, you were always strong. You had the heart to help people. So being a firefighter made sense. And I got stolen from you. Go ahead, Adrian. I need a sec.
so, Kyle, how do you fill your days, now? What do you do? What do you keep busy with?
Well, I had to retire on a medical disability from the fire department, and that was in 2018. The good news is I'm still able to work full time. I just can't physically do what I used to. So I work at a hospital here in Columbus, and I work in their communications office. And it's something I can do. I can still, have an income, but it's a job that I can do where I can sit down and I don't have to do there's nothing physically demanding about my job.
Yeah.
So
How does it feel, like with us, you finding out that you have an incurable chronic illness and that you have had it and for years, and then you find this out? To me, it's jaw-dropping, it's shocking.
you're absolutely right. It was very tough to deal with, probably the first year, I would say, after my diagnosis. But I came to the realization that it's not going to change, and nothing, unless there's a cure, nothing's going to get any better for me.
Mhm.
So I embrace the fact that I'm just going to wake up and live my life, and I'm not going to look back, and I'm not going to dwell on the fact that I have this issue. I'm just going to get up and, do what I've always done. I'm just going to do it in a different order and do it a little slower.
Yeah.
So
That's our lives. Everything just slows way down.
I like the attitude.
thank you.
Push through.
Yeah.
One thing you brought up, you mentioned the word journey. You said, my journey started, and that's a word that floats around our disease a lot because it is a journey. It's
Mhm.
not like you get a cold, you take some Benadryl, and you wake up in 2 days feeling better. We're in this shit for the long haul,
Right.
and we know it. And so I thought it was interesting that you brought up the word journey because explain that a little bit, because you've got 3 daughters you're still trying to love on and support and stuff like that. So like, it seems like you're very positive about your journey, but there's got to be times when you just get just like this sucks ass. What, do you do the why me game or anything like that? Or do you just kind of be like, that was the hand of cards I drew, and I just have to live with it.
I did initially, Steve, and I tell you, there are still days when I do that, when I shake my fist at God, and I shake my fist at anybody else that I can, get mad at for that matter. But
Yeah.
to me, that's a waste of time, and that's not living it's distracting you from living your life. Yeah, I have my good days and I have my bad days, probably much like you guys, but it's just a matter of getting up and one leg in front of the other as best you can, and continuing on with your journey. The journey, for most people with MS, the journey is a rocky road, just like Meniere's is, I'm sure, but it's an unpredictable. You can't see more than probably another couple of days ahead of you. It's like when you're driving on a road and it's foggy. You just don't know. So
you deal with what's in front of you. You deal with the next day. You deal with the next week, and just hope that you can get through it.
Right, exactly. So,
well, utmost respect for you, my friend. Like
right
that,
back at you,
Yes.
brother.
Yeah,
Right back
yeah.
at you.
Amazing, and thanks for sharing your story. What do you do now? Like, what's your management style? How do you manage this illness? Because I know how I manage my Meniere's, and I know how Adrian does, but what is your daily routine? Like, how do you, when you get up in the morning, like, what's it look like to manage having MS?
So, it's not unlike what I've done for the last 50 years. I get up in the morning, I do, the regular pedigree stuff. I eat and breakfast and shower and all that stuff, and I'd still go to work. All of these things that I still do that I've done for many, many years, I just do it slower.
Yeah.
And I have to be able to pace myself, and I have to be able to slow down and say no to things. Just because, I can't walk like I used to, and I can't physically do things that I used to. We just can't do that stuff anymore. So
Do you
whatever
have a walker and a cane and stuff along with the wheelchair? Like that, how do you?
I have a cane, and I have it's called a rollator. If you know what a rollator is, it's a walker with wheels on it.
Dude, does it have a motor? I want one of them scooters, like they're ripped through Walmart.
Yeah. Well, we laugh about that, but here's the thing that I'm always thinking of, and that I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that kind of stuff yet, because when I agree to like a power chair or a scooter, yeah, I mean, it gives me the sense that I've given up, that I've thrown in the towel, and I'm not ready to do that yet.
Wow.
I'm going to stand on my feet as long as I can.
No, that's awesome. Much respect. Like, you have no idea. Much respect, because I've known you when you were super healthy, and we were both super healthy, and we worked our asses off to make money, and we worked very hard to make a living. And then now both of us are in a position to where that's not happening the way we thought it would.
Yeah.
And adjusting to that was a huge thing for me. The adjustment of slowing down, because I don't want to slow down. I still in my head think that, like talking to you today, we haven't talked for 30 years face to face, and I still look at you as a 20-year-old super healthy guy that
with a mullet.
With the mullet. Yep,
Can't forget the mullet.
And we jammed out the tunes. We drove around in cars. We did all the things that we did, and to see you broken in whatever way you're broken, it breaks my heart.
Well, Steve, I can say the same. I mean, we had for all those years we worked together, and then we had a great friendship, and I used to absolutely love to watch you play the bass guitar and get on the stage and perform. And I was just in your Robert Smith haircut.
Yeah, a lot of hairspray, Aquanet.
Right.
There's a lot of investment in some Aquanet.
Right. But that's the kind of stuff that I really I love to see you perform on stage, and I love to hear you play music. There was a couple of us that all got together, and you guys would jam with each other, like Jeffy Sampson. You guys would all get together and just jam, and that was just so cool to me, you know.
Yeah, it's a thing of the past. I can't do it anymore because I'm deaf and mostly deaf, and I just don't hear the music. And that's something that was been stolen. So on that note, what's been stolen from you that you feel like, oh my God, I wish I could have that back? Is there anything specific that you're like, I lost that passion for that thing because that's one of the things that drove me, and now I just can't do it, or I just don't want to do it because of the energy level that I'd have to expend?
That's there. Yeah, there's a little bit of that too. But you guys remember way back when I used to love to help people move their furniture or
I thought you'd open
whatever.
up a movie company, actually, is what I thought your future would be.
But, you know, I mean, firefighting is just a portion of that. But the things that I really miss were going, if somebody needed help with working on their car or moving furniture from one house to another, something like that. I'm physically not able to do that anymore. And that really breaks my heart. Excuse me. But, you know, being a firefighter too, I used to drive a truck. I drove a tractor trailer for 18 years on my days. Yeah, on my days off from the fire department. And I really miss doing that too.
Yeah. It's just the simple things of life that most people take for granted that we don't get to anymore. You know, we don't take that for granted. And that's one thing that keeps me on the positive side, yet at the other end of the stick, it's kind of like I see people in my neighborhood doing things that I used to be able to do and I can't do anymore. And it kind of pisses me the fuck off.
Right.
Because it's like they don't get it. They don't understand it. I used to do that and I used to be better than them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good at that. And I used to be really good at that. And they look at me as this old crippled guy walking his dog with a cane and can barely, you know, get around the block half the days. And so it's kind of frustrating. So
very much.
Yeah. So thanks for answering that. Another thing that I wanted to bring up is that another question I had for you is, how's it affected your friendships and stuff? Because I've lost a lot of friends because of my disease. To be honest, I'm not that fun to be around. Like my friends have to come to my house and they have to play by my rules now. You know, if I want to play a game of chess, they have to come to my house and I play laying on the couch, you know, a lot of times, or they have to come and sit in my room because I can't get out of bed. So I've lost a lot of friends. So like, have you lost friends because of your chronic illness? And another thing is to speak on is that, have you connected with a community that's in your chronic illness? Because the friends that I did lose got replaced by, basically, I guess what I'm saying is, having this chronic illness has allowed me to reconnect with people like you that I was friends with 30 years ago, that if I wasn't sick, we wouldn't be having this discussion. And so I got to be thankful for that. I'm not thankful that the chronic illness has brought us together, but for me, I've reconnected a lot with people I knew from back in those days when I was healthy, because they heard my story and they reached out to me, or I reached out to them and I reconnected with them. So like, my friendship base kind of was this, and then some of them left, and the ones that are coming back in, it seems like we're all fucking sick now.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what we have in common, and that's what's brought us back together. So could you speak on your relationships and friends you've lost, and who you're connecting to now?
Well, Steve, I'm going to give you a little news flash. Okay, we're all getting old.
And you don't like, okay.
No, that's not it. I'm just saying we're all getting old, and this is what happens when we get old.
As I'm like cricking my neck back here and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. I got the arthritis.
Y'all just a bunch of kids compared to the OGGG. Come on now.
Oh, you're hanging in there, Adrian.
You're only like 30 years older than me, Adrian. You're
yeah, it's not that much.
And Steve is old, so I'm just saying.
Hell yeah, he is.
No, Steve, to answer your question, Steve, I'm sort of in the same boat that you are. I had, way back when we had lots of friendships. We had, we were all pretty tight, and they just, those relationships just come and go. I don't necessarily blame myself, or I blame the other people. It's just kind of the course of life,
Having kids, everything just kind of spreads out. I moved to Colorado. Dave's in Florida. A lot of the friends we had back then, just geographically, we disappear. But also, I think mentally, we just have our own shit going on.
But the great thing is that I still go to the same fellowship, and I still get to see a lot of the people that we were pals with 30 some years ago too. And when I get to see them, it's like riding a bike. We catch up. Yeah. It's like we never severed that tie, even if we haven't seen each other in 3 decades. We never severed that tie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a very sentimental fool. I love to talk about nostalgia and old stuff, and
70s soft rock.
Yeah, exactly. Yacht rock. It's yacht rock these days, Dave. That's the politically correct term.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't think so much that my disease has taken a toll on my friendships. If anything, like you said, Steve, it brings you to a different community, just a different set of a different group of people that have the same issue. So, and I am super, super, super grateful for the community that I'm in now, of the people with MS and the people who are supportive of MS, and just supportive of friendships in general, not necessarily because I have MS, but the circle of friends that I have now are just fantastic. I try not to bring that into a friendship, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like, you don't bring Meniere's into your friendships, and I try not to bring. This is just along for the ride for me.
Yeah.
It's a talking.
We don't have any friends anymore.
I'll be your friend, Adrian.
I'll be your friend, Adrian.
Okay.
Sometimes.
We'll all be virtual friends,
That's what we're doing. Man, it's just crazy, Kyle. It's so good to talk to you. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
The camera. That's what we got going on. And
likewise.
I always had the utmost respect for you as a person, and even more now. So kudos.
Likewise. Steve, likewise, buddy.
Dave, you got anything for Kyle? Got any questions for him? Serious stuff?
I just wanted to say that I don't live in the same town as Kyle anymore, but I follow him on Facebook, and the guy, let's say, is a hell of a firefighter. You got a lot of awards, Kyle. I've never been in a burning building, but I know that you're a kick-ass firefighter, Kyle. I think I might have been around you in town pretty much when I think you were either having to retire from firefighting, and I know you took it really hard. You really loved it, and you were freaking great at it. And it was very hard for the department, I'm sure, to lose you at that time.
Are you still in contact with some of your firefighter dudes?
Oh yeah, I still go every couple of months or so. I'll go down to the station and eat pizza, because it's a Saturday night pizza thing.
And he takes a picture and puts it on.
Part of that family. You're still part of that family, and they still embrace you, but they know your situation, so they're just like, what,
Yeah, and they do. They still, you'll forever be a member of the family. It's like a second family. I have my wife and kids, but you have a second set of people that you spend a third of your life with.
Yeah.
And you know their ins and outs, and their intimate parts of their marriage and their whatever life. So when you're at the station for 24 hours a day, you kind of have nothing else to do but talk to these people. So
every time I see you post a picture of that, Kyle, it makes me super happy. And I know that those other people there are like so happy to have you there. that you come back and see them, because you don't really have to, you're not required to, but I know that they love having you there.
And
I love
that's coming from Dave, who couldn't even carry a Cabbage Patch Kid out of a burning car if he had to. So
That's true. I can throw a Cabbage Patch doll into a burning car, though. I've done that before.
Oh yeah. No, it was a great career, and I loved every minute of it. I would still be doing it to this day if I could. But it was what was best for me and what was best for the department. It's too dangerous for me to be doing that kind of stuff. So, but the good news is my job now is I can still be a paramedic. I didn't let that certification go. I kept my paramedic certification up, and I can still do a little bit of patient care through my job now at Children's. I've been, for the last couple of years, part of my job is to go and vaccinate kids. I get to put needles into kids' legs and arms, and I love that.
Couldn't do it.
Well, it's a lot of fun,
Making them cry. Oh my God. That was,
Yeah, so I get to go stick a needle in, kids' arms and watch them writhe and cry, and it's a lot of fun.
That's all right. Kyle's mullet used to make kids cry.
Yeah. Well,
Adrian, you got anything else for Kyle on the serious notes?
No, I do not. I total respect.
thank you, Adrian.
Yep.
Yo, Adrian, I love you.
Well, thank you for sharing your story, Kyle. I know you got a long life ahead of you, and some of it's going to be suffering.
Mhm.
And so we're with you on that.
Thank you, guys.
We're-
Love you
we're-
guys forever. You know that.
Yeah. Dave's got a game coming up, and we're going to do a little music trivia.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be you, Kyle, against me and Adrian, because we're pretty much half fucking stupid. Adrian and I, we're dummies because our disease makes it so we can't focus. So I know from the past that for one, I know you love music. You're a music lover, which I always totally appreciated about you, because I think I'm a musician and I think you know more about music than I do. And I always respected you for that. So Dave's going to have some trivia coming up.
All right.
But I just want to say thanks for sharing your story. It breaks my heart, but so does Adrian's story. And so, so my story breaks my heart. It's just, it doesn't seem fair, but it's what we have to deal with on planet Earth right now. And I think you're handling it as a true champ. You're one of my heroes. So.
Yep.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for your encouraging words. It means a world to me,
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
All right. Are we ready to do music trivia? This is going to be Kyle versus Adrian and Steve. Kyle, you will always get the first chance to answer, right?
I'm going to get smoked because
No,
I'm not a musician.
Adrian and I get to discuss our answers. You don't.
Hey.
we talked about this ahead of time, and I told Steve if Kyle goes first, he's probably going to smoke these guys out. So,
Well, those that can play an instrument, those that can't learn trivia. So
and memorize the lyrics.
I'm just a dumbass rock star. Is that what you're saying? Dumb baseball.
All right, here we
All right,
go.
let's do it.
Ready?
mm,
We're going to get underway. Everybody put your thinking caps on, because I wanted to say that like a second grade teacher.
my thinking toque.
All right, number one. Who was the best-selling female artist of the 80s?
Oh, I know that one already. So go ahead, Kyle.
Oh, I got a couple in mind.
You got to pick one.
I'm gonna go with Blondie.
Oh,
I think you're fucking wrong.
I'm
Adrian,
I'm going with Whitney Houston.
I'm going Whitney Houston too. We're going Whitney Houston.
you're all wrong. It's Madonna.
Oh,
Madonna.
Madonna. She's like a virgin back in those days.
That was a long time ago. All right, that's a big zero for everybody. Number two. Oh my God, if any of you get this, okay. Whose debut album was called Forever Your Girl?
Paula Abdul.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Nice job. You got that right. That's
God,
right.
You know what? You know what?
Flippy one, flippy two, spinny, spinny, spready to the gods, kapow! Nailed it.
Nice.
I was gonna go with Rick with Rick Springfield, but I guess I was way off. So good job, Kyle.
Wow.
All right, good job.
Bringing up the Rick Springfield. Okay. Number 3, which 1987 Whitney Houston single became her first U.S. platinum selling single?
I thought that, are those guys getting do I have to answer first? And if I get it
Yeah.
wrong, they get to answer? Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I got you.
You're the guest.
How will I know?
Nope.
Is that the answer, or are you asking how will you know?
No, that's the answer. That's the name of the song. How will I
You
know?
either know it or you don't, Kyle. No. Okay. Stephen Adrian, he got that wrong.
It's the one from the
One from The
movie.
Bodyguard.
I Will Always Love You, or
No, it's the one from The Bodyguard that Dolly Parton wrote. It's that I'll always love you, or
that's what I just said. Turn your hearing aid up.
All right. That is incorrect. I'll cut you guys off and put you out of your misery. It's I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Here we go. No points, and Kyle has 1 point so far. Stephen Adrian have 0. What hugely successful song did Journey release in 1981?
81. Okay.
Ooh. I would have to be off of their Escape album
Or Evolution.
or Evolution. It could be. Yeah, it could be.
That's badass,
Open Arms.
Kyle.
Open Arms.
That is a good guess, but no. Adrian and Steve get a chance to steal.
I'm gonna say Lights.
I'll go with that.
It is Don't Stop Believing. Kyle had it right. I
Believe-
think that is on Escape, but I can't give you any points.
That was on Escape. Don't Stop Believing.
I believe so. Which
Go
I
ahead.
thought that was on Infinity.
Oh, good. See, that's what I thought it was on. Okay. Go ahead, Dave.
That's possible. We'll have to call our sister. She's a Journey expert. Okay, number 5, the song Hazy Shade of Winter, recorded by the Bangles, was included on which movie soundtrack?
Less Than Zero.
Oh my God, Kyle. That was a hell of a shot right there, man. That is correct.
Never would have got that.
Question, and you had answered it.
Yeah.
That was
Hey.
awesome.
Who's the original recorder of that one? Do you know that?
What? Whitney Houston.
I'm going to
No.
guess Slade. Is it Slade?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh,
Okay.
They originally wrote the song, and then what's her name redid it for the movie. The
okay.
Bangles redid it for the movie.
All right, here we go. Who was the original guitarist for Guns N' Roses?
Chris, you know that?
The original guitarist for Guns N' Roses.
Yep, and you can't phone a friend, Adrian. Sorry.
I was gonna phone to the living room.
You
Chris.
can't.
Well, Guns N' Roses was a combination of LA Guns and Hollywood Rose.
That is right.
Yep.
But I don't know. The only one I can think of is Slash. I don't know what his name is.
That is incorrect. Steve, can you steal? And Adrian.
The only thing I got is CC DeVille from Poison, but I think that's probably wrong.
That is way off the charts. It is Tracy Guns, as Kyle said, from LA Guns, but I can't give you any points. So far, Kyle has 2. Steve and
I said
Adrian
the
have
word guns. I said the
goose
word
egg.
guns.
Yeah,
That's-
and Kyle's got the gun.
I can't give it to you.
See, that's
All right.
that's muscle atrophy right there. You're looking at. That's a scam.
All right, number 7. Who sang with Michael Jackson the song "Say Say Say"?
Oh, I know.
Paul McCartney.
All right, Kyle, bust one out. That's great.
Wait, who is it?
It's Paul McCartney.
Gotcha.
They also
All
did
right.
Ebony and Ivory together.
Mhm.
Good
That
call.
was Stevie. Wasn't that Stevie Wonder?
Yeah,
And
I was fucking with you.
all right. All right. Next one. Who sang "I Know What Boys Like"?
The waitresses.
All right, Kyle. Another shot. Nicely done.
What?
Who-
What?
Oh, sit down.
What-
And what movie? What movie was in that one? What movie was that on? What soundtrack was that on?
I'm gonna go with Reality Bites.
No, Valley Girl.
Ah, you're
Oh, wow.
right. You are right.
Nicholas
Okay.
Cage. Next time we have you on, Kyle, we'll do a movie trivia because you're just as good at movies as you are with music. So
That's true.
I'm still gonna get smoked, so.
No, you're
You're
killing it. It's
winning.
4-0.
mm,
you're winning 4-0.
Okay, here
I
we
think
go.
I think they're sandbagging.
Who
Yeah.
recorded the 1973 album Trace Hombres?
ZZ Top.
Top.
Another one for Kyle. He's got
Easy top.
5.
Dude's got it. He's on
All right,
fire.
we got two questions left. Which I Think We're Alone Now singer gained recognition by performing at shopping malls?
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, what is her name?
I got it, Abe.
I got it. I got
I
it.
got it.
I got it.
Is
You
it
suck,
Tiffany?
Kyle.
Is it
Oh,
Tiffany?
No.
It is Tiffany.
No, it was Debbie
Oh.
Gibson.
I
Huh?
don't believe so. I have Tiffany on the internet.
Oh,
Kyle.
I thought it was Debbie Gibson.
Okay, number 10 and the last one. It's 6-0 right now, so Kyle's pretty much run away with it. In the video for Time After Time, where do Cyndi Lauper and her boyfriend live?
Cyndi Lauper and her boyfriend.
Oh, I'm at.
I think
Ooh.
Steve knows it.
I know
don't
the
know.
song, but I can't think of the video. I don't know this one.
Adrian, you
and
gotta help
Steve.
me out here. I don't know where they live. I'm gonna say L.A., but that's just a stupid guess.
In a house.
Got anything, Adrian?
In a log cabin.
She doesn't
That's
even
very
know.
close. In a trailer park.
Uh,
That makes
all right.
sense.
All right, Kyle, 6-0. Good job. Adrian, get out the
Yeah,
plastic
perfect.
clap hands. Nice.
Nice job.
good job, Kyle.
Thank
All
you.
right.
And
We
what's
got-
really cool is you get to win nothing.
That's
Oh,
true.
That's my favorite prize.
You get a
Nothing.
picture. You get a picture of Steve with his Aquanet hair.
I get a bunch of nothing.
And his Robert Smith haircut.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I like going on now.
Okay. Now for the next game or whatnot. I am going to ask this in the order of Kyle answers, Adrian, and then Steve brings up the last. Put your thinking caps on. There's no correct answer or a wrong answer. If you were a superhero, what would your superhero name be?
Is this like the color of my underwear and the first thing I ate or whatever?
We don't want to know that.
Um,
This is getting to know you. So Dave asked crazy questions to figure out what's in our brains. So
Oh.
you
Exactly.
any way you want.
If I were a superhero, what would I be?
What would your superhero name be?
So Kyle has flow zone.
Mega trucker. I don't know.
Mega mullet.
Mega mullet. Yeah. 80s forever or something.
Adrian, what do you got?
I'd be the OGG, the original
Okay.
gorgeous grandma. You know it's true.
Okay.
I don't know.
Steve.
Cock a lot. I don't know. Cock a
What'd
lot. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Next one. When you find someone physically attractive, what's the first thing you notice?
Ooh. Kyle's face.
Okay.
I didn't hear. What do you say?
I said Kyle's
Probably
face.
Yeah, you probably don't want to. How about
Say it
this
again,
is
Kyle.
probably the single most attractive thing you guys would notice about me. I'm missing a tooth.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of trailers. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
he didn't,
Dave.
he didn't answer. What's your
Hey
answer?
Dave, do you want a gum job? You're at a gum job? You got
No.
a gap right there.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Okay.
All right, Adrian, what is your
No.
answer?
What was the question?
When you find someone physically attractive, what's the first thing you notice about them?
Their eyes.
There we go.
Eyeballs.
Steve.
I'd like to say ass, but I'm going to go with personality.
Oh my,
Whatever.
that might be the same thing. Okay. What is the perfect food for a food fight?
Ooh.
Oh,
Pudding.
perfect food for a food fight.
Pudding.
Spaghetti.
Mayonnaise.
That's what I was thinking. Spaghetti.
I'm gonna go with the spaghetti too.
God, everybody loves the spaghetti. All right.
Mayonnaise, a lot of spaghetti.
Oh, have you ever been on a blind date?
No.
Oh, that's okay. Adrian.
No, nope.
I've dated a blind girl. Does that count?
I don't know. We'll have to ask her.
Gotta go to the judges on that one. That
I'm the
sounds
best. Hey, I'm the best looking fella she's ever dated. So, you know.
She'll be the judge of that. Steve looks like he wants to avoid this.
Did you feel your face, Kyle, to see what you look like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was the best looking fella she's ever dated.
Steve, you ever
Okay.
been on a blind date?
No.
Okay. That's 3
I've been on a lot of
strikeouts.
ones where I wish I was blind.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you OCD about anything?
Yes.
Do tell.
What am I OCD about?
Chris, did you hear that?
Man, I don't know. Probably when people use improper grammar, like
Oh,
or when they don't use a period, it's like 30, it's like 40, 50, 60 words all in one paragraph.
So,
And there's
okay.
no delineation of any of it.
So you mean punctuation?
Yeah.
Punctuation.
Grammar and punctuation. Yeah.
So you're that guy on Facebook.
The blind girl have punctuation.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Look out, because I'm coming for you in your period.
Oh.
Easy. That was a good one.
All right, all right. What is the hardest personal goal you've ever set for yourself, Kyle?
Coming on this show.
Well, that'd be number 2, you know, but no.
Dating a blind girl.
No. Becoming a firefighter would be my hardest personal goal.
Okay. Adrian.
I don't set goals. I just roll with it.
That's so lazy. You suck.
What do you got,
Not like
Steve?
I'd say learning the bass line to Working Man from Rush in 1980 because it was
Seriously?
like, yeah, I was in 7th grade and Working Man came out and I just started playing bass and I just got my first electric bass and I really wanted to learn that bass line and I worked really hard at it and figured it out. So
Nice.
that's really lame because
Can
I mean,
I,
if that's
can I redo my answer?
Yes.
yeah, go
Sometimes
ahead.
it takes me a minute.
Gotcha.
I want to say that getting my going to yoga teacher training and getting my teacher certification and having to learn the names of postures in Sanskrit. That was
Wow.
Repo.
Downward dog in Sanskrit.
Namaste. Namaste.
Name any posture, I can tell you what it is in Sanskrit.
Can
Show
I
her a
redo my
posture.
answer to you?
Kyle, show her a posture and she'll come up with a name for it.
I don't have any postures. The one I can do really well is when it falls. It's when I fall and hit the ground hard. That's my pose. That's my posture.
Called the horizontal tree.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm going to
Falling
change
in
my
force.
answer to my first bike trip because that was something I set that I didn't think I'd be able to do. So my first bike trip across from Denver to Columbus was something I definitely thought was way above my ability, and I set the goal and I accomplished that. So I'm going to go with that for real.
Okay.
There you go.
Super inspiring, dude. Super inspiring.
Absolutely.
Fastest journey. Super
Thank you.
super inspiring.
My answer to that is running a marathon, which is not anywhere close to as cool as what Steve did. All right. What is your
Right.
favorite actress whose name starts with J?
Ooh.
Juliette Binoche.
Ooh, okay. While Adrian's thinking, I'm going to say Justine Bateman.
Well, I
Mallory
had
from Family
answer.
Ties.
Why you do that to me, Dave? I actually had an answer to Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
There you
Bam.
go.
all right. For me, it's Juliette Lewis, hands down. I love
Oh,
Juliette.
yeah.
She's one of my favorites. She's
Steve
not,
likes the Juliet.
yep, she's not Hollywood pretty, but there's something about her that I just totally dig. I like her vibe.
All right.
And with that, that is a show, everybody.
Well, I had a question for Kyle.
Go for it.
Oh, wait, we gotta do are we doing Say It Sultry?
Oh,
like
yes.
to.
Okay. So we do this game on our podcast, Kyle, where Adrian, it's called Say It Sultry, and she's gonna give you a couple sentences and you have to look in the camera and say it sultry as you can, as sexy as you can, and she'll give you whatever she wants to give you, but you gotta just like throw us some sexy.
Oh, you got it, big boy.
And imagine,
He's already playing. He's
Imagine-
already-
imagine that
Okay.
Adrian's blind while you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'll say the phrase and you will repeat it in your most sultry, sexy voice. Okay. First
You look at
one.
me, and you can look at me when you're doing it if you want,
Yeah,
Kyle.
Look at Steve.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it for me.
Okay. I'll give you an easy one to start out with. Okay.
Okay.
Warming up.
I said, kiss me again.
How do you expect me to do this with a straight face?
You don't
Well,
have to.
Yes,
However-
so it's your turn. Go for it.
I said, kiss me again.
Okay, all right,
Adrian
all
liked that.
right, all right. That worked. Steve's cracking up.
I felt him looking at me on that one. I felt him looking at me right on that one.
I think he
Yeah.
was. He was imagining the Robert Smith haircut.
Okay, here's another one. I'd eat a Pringle off that butt cheek.
Mm. Girl, I'd eat a Pringle off that butt cheek. Mm, mm, mm.
Okay, last one. We'll round it off and mop it up with a last one.
You're
I
the
no
jam in
longer-
my jelly roll. Sorry, go ahead.
I no longer think of anyone but you.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow, she went serious on us all of a sudden.
I no longer think of anyone but you,
nice.
Steve.
I love the hand on the face.
He's like, we've been getting a lot of good Say It Sultries lately, but Kyle knocked it out of the park. Knocked
Yes,
it
he did.
That was
Way
awesome.
to go, guy. Way to go.
Kyle, any last words, Kyle? We're about to wrap it up. I totally loved having you on. I hope you want to come on again and do this with us again, and we'll follow your progress with your chronic illness as you'll follow ours. And I hope you'll come back and be a guest on our show again, because that was a complete blast.
Yeah.
Nothing but love to you, brother. Do you have any last words you want to say at all?
Steve, right back at you. Thanks for putting all this together. And you are such an inspiration to anybody that has any kind of illness at all.
Mhm.
To be able to be able to come make a journey from Columbus to Denver on a bicycle, really, that's amazing to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
doing
it
what
is.
you're doing. Keep being an inspiration.
Cool.
That's what
All
I
right,
got.
well,
All
I
right, guys.
appreciate it. Go ahead, Adrian. You want to say anything to Kyle before he takes off?
Much love.
Much love, brother. Dave, signing
Peace
off.
out. Peace out.
Going to watch Shark Week.
All right.
Sharks.
Thank you, Kyle. Love you, man.
Love you too, guys.
Bye,
Peace
guys.
out.
Peace